What's up, guys? So, the inevitable happens, and in this very large box in front of me, we have a carbon fiber fairing. Um, Once this is installed, there is no more carbon fiber parts to buy. I have everything, other than wheels, which I already have these SMT lightweight wheels on the bike, and switching them to carbon wouldn't be that huge of weight savings, especially for the cost of them and the roads here in PA, and me changing my own tires. I don't have a tire machine, so I don't really want to deal with the carbon wheels. So this is the last piece. I didn't video record it. I'll do a little bit of close-ups, but these came in last week. These are the carbon side covers that TNA is making. They're just pretty simple install, but I'll give a little bit closer look at these. I haven't opened this box yet. He overnighted it to me. He shipped it yesterday morning and it showed up here around 3 o'clock. So we're going to open this box together. I'm not going to get too involved in detail about removing this front fairing, mainly because there's so many videos online about it. There's a little couple quirks if you have an LP6 light that you have to unplug. But I'll link in the description. The video, I think, is JMP Cycles did a very detailed video about every nut and bolt to take this fairing off, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But let's open this box and see what she looks like. I do love me some UPS. Look at that freaking shit. Like, there's absolutely no reason to smash a box in that. But let's hope that what's inside hasn't been smashed. Oh man. You can see no damage, thank God. Alright, let's get this on the bench. Get a better look at it. Alright, so flip the box down so you can't see my address. So the main thing with these is, so he has to obviously make this as in a whole mold. The biggest expense and time is molding in all these mounts to get everything to fit nice and flush. He said sometimes it'll take 2 or 3 tries to get these bonded in the right spot. As you can see, they are also carbon. He's not just using pieces of plastic bonded in there. It's all carbon, 100%. And then as you see also, he lays it up absolutely perfectly. So there's absolutely no complaints about this. So as you can see, this doesn't have the vents because he does make the cowlings for the race bikes, which is virtually what it is. The race bikes just, they don't have this part cut out, and they don't have the mounts back here because they use a special truss mounting system on the race bikes. But this doesn't have the mounts or the vents like that. As you can see, they are functional, but they just kind of come in through here and then just blow up through there, especially if you have the Barnstorm kit. They don't do anything. So it does clean up the front of the bike a little bit. But I am pleased with this quality of this. And like I said, this piece is the most expensive piece, that single piece of carbon that you can buy for the bike. Towards the end of the video, we'll do a walk around of everything and the cost of breakdown and everything. But let's start getting this thing ripped off, and then we'll start transferring the headlight and all the innards into this. And now that's off. So as you can see, so we have a couple clips here. I'm just going to take these clips off, and they're going to get transferred to the carbon cowling. And then for all this stuff, it's just these quick little bolts. And then this will come out as an assembly, and then this will go in a box and not be seen for a very long time. So with all the screws out, you take your 2 main bolts out for there. If you have the LP6 light, which is this big guy right here, this nice metal bracket from Forever Rad, the original one, not the cheap knockoffs. And then you come over here and you take out your bolts. And then this whole thing as an assembly just lifts right up. So you're gonna come over here and we're literally just gonna plop it right back in. And then yeah, like I said, you're gonna take these clips here. So there's 6 clips. You take off the old cowling and you put right in here. I'm actually gonna take this back out and clean up around the edges because there's a bunch of bugs and nasty shit all in there. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit better. And then bolt this back in and put the LP6 back in, and then this thing's ready to go back in the bike. And there you have it. Also, I did forget there are 2 more clips down here, so that means there's 8 clips you gotta swap over from that one. One thing I did notice that you won't have is this has these 2 little bungs there. Obviously this doesn't have it. They would go in here to help you hang it a little bit easier. Without those in it, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put these, hold it here, plug in my LP6, and then put these 2 bolts in here fairly loosely to hold it, and then put the backside bolts in, and it should all be good. Everything fit perfectly. Obviously start each one just a little bit, get it lined up how you want it, and then snug it down. This one I had to oblong this hole ever so slightly just because the nut cert was kind of tilted just a little bit and there was a little bit of potting compound, so I just trimmed this off a little bit. But other than that, obviously don't get carried away with torquing these. They just need to be taut. They don't have to be torqued super tight because you don't want to break the nuts out of the potting compound. But put this up here. Won't put that up there. Let's see here. Let me put the GoPro down here. There we go. All right, now as you can see, all the edges are nice flush and even. Dean Speed did a video weighing this and that one. I think this came in at maybe 5 pounds lighter than that, something like that. Maybe not that much. It was only a couple pounds. This is mainly for cosmetics to match everything else. Like I said, we'll go through the weights and costs and everything in a little bit. So I'm gonna try and put this on by myself and see how it goes. Bad. So now obviously we'll get all these in, we'll suck this up in, get her on, but man, she looks sweet. Well guys, I had it on. As you can see, it was going nice and easy, but don't be like me. I pinched that wire between this and the fairing. So back off she comes. All right,
So I got lucky actually. I didn't actually have to take the whole thing apart. We just caught between the actual plastic and this. I thought it was caught between this and the carbon, but everything went on just fine. I loosely installed all the fasteners, kind of got it aligned, and I worked my way all the way up and around, pushing on the edges where it needed to be pushed down, and then tightening the fasteners. But it fits like factory. Looks like this could have been almost a Carbon Edition Challenger. And I'm actually kind of happy that I got that pinch, because I forgot to take these little winglet things off. All I do is just collect bugs and kind of look weird. So I just pop these off. We'll see if it gives me any turbulence at higher speeds, but I highly doubt it. Most people remove them. I did buff this out one more time. It was just a little too cloudy under these LED lights, so what I did was I just used some quick polishing compound, polished her up, do a quick coat of wax on it. I wait a little bit, and then I'm gonna re-ceramic coat all of this carbon again. It's been, I don't think I've done any of the carbon except that fender when I put that on last year. As far as these little pieces go, I believe these are going to be on his website soon enough. Installation is pretty straightforward. Let's see, so obviously they are real carbon. What it is there's double-sided 3M tape on the back side of here. So what you do is you just basically heat up your OEM panels, pull them off, put new tape on, and then put these back on. Same thing with this one. You don't have to take this panel off to get this off. You do have to take your bag and crash bars off, but you don't need to take this off. You're able to kind of pry and get this lower one off pretty easy. He is thinking about doing these whole pieces in carbon. I've seen a couple people wrap them in carbon, put like a carbon layer over this whole thing, and there's still plastic behind, but then you fake carbon. So everything on this bike is real carbon. A couple people have said that I should get this wrapped in carbon, but then again, it's just gonna be a metal tank with more weight actually added onto it with the extra carbon, so that's not happening. I might, now that I don't have any more titanium smoke color on the bike, I might find a used tank off eBay or something like that, keep this one, and then find a used tank and paint it black or something like that. I don't know, I haven't quite decided what I want to do there yet. And then if you have a keen eye, you notice that there wasn't any speakers in here. So I was doing an experiment. I never listened to the speakers in this thing anyway. I have a headset in my helmet. So I pulled the speakers. It didn't give me a code. I went out for a couple hour ride yesterday. Absolutely no code. So what I'm going to do there, because it's race bike fun stuff, these little templates here. What I did was I ordered carbon sheet off Amazon. I tried the 2 mil thick stuff, and it was too thick, and it wouldn't bend at all. It wasn't pliable. So what I did was I ordered a sheet of 1 millimeter thick. So what I'm going to do is cut it out and mount it over these speaker holes, so then it'll kind of match. It'll be glossy carbon everywhere. And then on top of that, we have our new brake caliper that's going to be going on the rear of this. As soon as Kyle gets home, he's going to ship me the bracket. Then I also bought a secondary swing arm. As you see, all these swing arms are just kind of this nasty raw aluminum. So I bought a second swing arm. I'm going to have coated black, and then that way I can swap the black swing arm, the new brake, and everything all at once, and just be done with it. So what I think I'm going to do now is, it did stop raining outside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have everything empty out of here. Empty in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the gas station, fill up my tank, and I'm going to take this to weigh scale, and we're going to see how heavy or how light this bike is in its final trim, because I haven't weighed it since I put these wheels on. I don't think. Obviously haven't weighed it with that fairing, and I'm pretty sure the bags weren't when I weighed it last. Can't remember, but we'll see how much weight we dropped. Dean Speed in his video, I want to say it was almost 50 pounds, 50 or 60 pounds. Can't remember, with just the carbon. And then obviously when you do the exhaust with the cat delete, that saves a lot. Lighter floorboards, no mirrors, or just one little tiny mirror. So it should add up to a hefty chunk of change. Obviously these crash bars are heavy. I think they're maybe 5 pounds a piece, so I mean that's 20 pounds there. Obviously in that case, I'm not going to take them off to save weight, because if I drop it like I've done before and I crack a bag, I'm going to be very not happy. So they're staying on even though they weigh a little bit. So let's get her out in the sun and over to the weigh scales. All right, gonna get gas here, top her off. The weigh scale is right over there, so it's only a mile or two, so it'll be negligible, the fuel usage. And watch my new little fuel mod. No more suction because we have that hole there. Shouldn't need too much. Hopefully the weigh scale they left turned on after the quarry closed. If not, this will all be for nothing. She's full. Let's go for a rip. Well, unfortunately, old frickin' mountain road's covered water because it rained and mud and the quarry. So I'm gonna see how much this thing says my fat ass weighs. 220. So I weighed myself at the gym today. I'm 210. Obviously with the helmet doesn't weigh anything. So this scale reads 10 pounds too high, at least for my weight, which is the exact same thing that it did last time I weighed this. So luckily I haven't got fatter, but the scale hasn't gotten more accurate. Man, she looks good though in the sun. Look at that. All right, let's pull this chubby thing up there. See if there's any difference. $780, $760, nice. So that thing weighs 750 pounds, fully wet. Hopefully you can see it in the GoPro. So weight as shipped, running order with full tank of gas is 831 pounds. And then we're down to 750. So that's 81 pounds saved. Obviously, like I said, the crash bar is probably another 20 pounds. So if I took these off, I would have shaved 100 pounds off the bike, which 100 pounds on a motorcycle is a lot of freaking weight. Obviously, I have a lithium battery. The wheels are lighter, but the rotors are bigger, so that's a wash. They weigh the exact same as I saw in the video. And just odds and ends things, but mainly the carbon is what saved all the weight. So now we'll get back to the house and we'll add everything up. Alright, well, we got her washed up from freaking all the mud and rain up on the mountain. I'm unsure if I want to put the Indian logo back on here or not. I'm gonna get down. You guys know what it is. So there's a black plaque that goes right there. It does kind of look a little naked without it, or it can be cool like Mr. O'Hara and do that. That is a tough one. If I do that, I want to ceramic coat this thing first before I wait for one of these titanium stickers on there. Don't ask me where to get them because you can't get them anymore, fortunately. But so I'll go through the TNA website and I'll put a description right up here detailing all the costs and the total weight savings of just the carbon. Obviously Angelo has on his website almost all this stuff, the weight that this weighs, not so much the weight of the stock stuff, but like I said, it's 50-ish pounds or something like that you save. As far as cost goes, obviously I have the FTR front fender and the bracket kit, so doing that saves you a little bit of money. I think that's like $400, including the fender and the bracket, because that fender is actually on sale on Indian's website. Not this fender. This fender's for 17-inch wheels, but the fender you'd use for your stock wheel, you would use a 19-inch carbon fender, and I think the brackets are like $200. So that saves you a little bit of money. Obviously, you can go with the TNA front fender. He has a couple different styles. He has the original style like that. That's on all carbon. A little sport fender, and I think a shorty one. So you have options there. And obviously, if you go that route, it's a little bit more expensive than this. Obviously, you have your air cleaner. If you don't have the Stage 1 kit, he does make the triangular cover, as well as for over here. Obviously, I deleted that bracketry, so I don't need the cover on that side. He has a dash cover. His fender, this is actually a DTF fender because I bought this before he was making carbon. So his fender, the weave kind of goes down like this, which actually kind of looks cool because he has his bag lids weave going this way, and then it would be a weave going this way. It's on his website. He also has different options where you can get holes drilled in if you want the stock style license plate, or he does this. If you buy a fender from him, he's been throwing in a free carbon license plate bracket. And obviously you have his hinge covers, his lids, the carbon back supports back here, which you don't need to do if you are still running your dual exhaust, or if you have a different type of bracketry system. You don't have to run this carbon, but these carbon brackets are the lightest bracket bag supports you can buy. So again, if you're on a weight savings journey, do that. Then obviously his bags. And move over here. I'm not sure if these are on the website yet, but you also can buy these. So obviously the biggest weight savings that you get is from removing the fender from the front and rear fenders. That is the hugest jump. I think that itself saves like 20-something pounds. So as far as cost goes, the cost to weight ratio obviously is your fenders. This is your biggest expense, and this is almost 100% cosmetic because it only saves you a couple pounds. But I think this is around $3,500. These kits, he'll sell a kit where it comes with the cleaners and then the hinge covers. I think that's a couple $100. I think this is $400 or $500. Again, I'll put a list up. The bags are like $2,500 or something like that. All in, you're looking close. If you bought everything individually and didn't do his bundles like he likes to do, you're looking at close to $15K for carbon. Some people like it, some people don't. Obviously, if you did a good paint job, like an expensive paint job, you're looking at like $10K for a really fancy paint job. But you don't gain anything performance-wise, which obviously you can buy the carbon and paint over it, which is what Kyle's doing currently. But I kind of like this whole blackout look. So that'll be all for this video. Guys, thanks for watching and supporting the channel. Have a good one.